Hi, and welcome to a sound clip from our Bible study discussions every Tuesday night from 6:30 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. in Pakalani. Please enjoy.
All right, so today I'd like us to, like I said in the WhatsApp group, discuss John 1, verse 14. But it's such a lovely passage of scripture right from the beginning. I'm going to start from the beginning. All right, so I'm just going to read it quickly and then we'll get into it. John chapter 1, verse 1. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. He was in the beginning with God. All things were made through him, and without him nothing was made that was made. In him was life, and the life was the light of men. The light shines in the darkness, and the darkness did not comprehend it. That's already packed in the first 5 verses, but that's not what we're discussing today. Verse 6. There was a man sent from God whose name was John. This man came for a witness, to bear witness of the light, that all through him might believe. He was not that light, but was sent to bear witness of that light. That was the true light, which gives light to every man coming into the world. He is in the world, and the world was made through him, and the world did not know him. He came to his own, and his own did not receive him. But as many as received him, to them he gave the right to become children of God. To those who believe in his name, who were born not of blood, nor of the will of the flesh, nor of the will of man, but of God. And then verse 14 is where we're just going to sit and camp today. And the Word became flesh and dwelt among us, and we beheld his glory, the glory of the only begotten of the Father, full of grace and truth. We call ourselves Christians because we follow Christ. We're called after his name. And the Bible here is saying that Jesus Christ was full of grace and truth. So when I read something like this and knowing that background, that this is who we're following, this is who we are going after, it's of best interest to me to want to know what this grace and truth is. If I want to be like Christ, wanting to be like Christ is actually a tall order. Wanting to be like Christ is wanting to walk on water. Wanting to be like Christ is wanting to change water to wine. Wanting to be like Christ is being willing to be crucified. Wanting to be like Christ is being willing to walk with Judas for your entire ministry, knowing he is Judas. Wanting to be like Christ, those are the more difficult ones, right, that I'm mentioning. But wanting to be like Christ is also wanting to be full of grace and truth. Because the scriptures here are saying he was full of grace and truth. So that sparked my interest, and that's why I wanted us to discuss what is grace and truth. What is it that he was full of, that we can also try and emulate, that we can strive towards, that by the grace of God and by the empowering of the Holy Spirit, people can encounter us as well as followers of Christ and say, yeah, I sense grace and truth within you. Because that's who you're following, that's who you're trying to emulate. You're not too far, or you're not, this seems familiar. Because the person who I follow is full of grace and truth. And you too. And through you, I also experience a little bit of grace, a little bit of truth. So I was interested in the Greek origins of this because, again, the Bible wasn't written in English. And the Greek form of grace based on ChatGPT, okay? That's what I used to discover this. I double checked with Google, right? The Greek form of the word grace there originally is something called charios. Doesn't that sound familiar? Hey, sounds like charios. It sounds like charity. Yeah. Because now, when it was now explaining it, it's about favor. It's about kindness. It's about unmerited favor. Right? So, the scriptures here are saying Jesus was full of grace. Jesus was full of chariots. Jesus was full of kindness. Jesus was full of unmerited favor. When I looked at the Greek form of truth, just look to my notes quickly here. Aletheia, I can't speak Greek, but it's a term that is rooted in an aspect of reality. It's not really about factual correctness. It's about the reality about what's real, if I can put it that way. And if there is something that I've come to see as a Christian, like Roy likes to say, there's only two things in life. It's the will of God and the will of God. That's what he likes to say. Your reality may be based on so many other things, but at the end of the day, our reality is the will of God. If God wills certain things, that is what is going to be our reality. So Jesus was full of grace and truth. Jesus was full of charios and aletheia. Yo, this is going to be recorded. I'm going to be finished. Say this guy is lying. That's not how you pronounce it. But it is what it is. So I want us to discuss what are the opportunities in our Christian walk to learn a deeper form of grace, to learn a deeper form of truth. I'm just going to give one example and then I'm going to put it out to you to discuss. When this was first taught to me, the example that was given was what was supposed to be the stoning of the woman who was caught in the very act. The truth was that she sinned. But the will of God, the grace of God, came through in the form of Jesus himself, full of grace and truth. So the grace of God was that she was not stoned that day. That's the kindness that was received. But the truth was revealed in action that Jesus said, "Go and sin no more." That was a very practical example of an application of grace and truth. That when we aren't just going to show kindness, or we aren't just going to forget about the truth of the circumstances. But the truth is, there is the will of God and how you must move forward despite these current circumstances. That was Jesus, full of grace and truth. That was probably like the first form of cancel culture. If you think about it. Like they wanted to cancel her that day. And Jesus came through and said, no. So let me put it to the table. What does this mean to you? Jesus being full of grace and truth. And what are the opportunities to understand this and grasp this and form a deeper level with these two things? Grace and truth.
Thank you for taking your time to listen in. Feel free to add your thoughts in the comment section or join us in person if and when you can. May God bless you.